What's up, goodies? Welcome back to your girl channel and to my kitchen, how to cook. And today we are making vegan banana bread recipe in the kitchen. Fast, easy and simple. Make sure you subscribe, goodie, if you have not already, and turn the post notification on so you won't miss another upload. And for all I'm returning goodie, don't know some love and ready for cook. Let's go.
Look what prayer can do. Hypocrite and bad mind must slow. The same out what cheer for you, and the same one them would turn round and boo. Yeah. Prayer me I use and win. Prayer me I use and win.
Alright, goodie, let's talk about our ingredients here. Let's turn up this recipe in high gear. Now, let's go through the ingredients. You're going to need all-purpose flour for the recipe, white sugar, and cane sugar, like brown sugar. Alright, you need 4 bananas here. I'm using 2 spotted bananas, like overly ripe bananas, and 2 that is not so ripe, like the spotted ones, right? Now, to that, you're going to need butter. I'm using vegan butter here. We're going to, and listen goodie, everything that I'm using for the recipe, I'm going to list it down in the description for you, alright? Now, you need baking powder and baking soda, cinnamon powder, oil, salt, and vanilla. Now, for the egg substitute, we are going applesauce here, and I'm using the unsweetened applesauce for this recipe. If you have the sweetened one, fine, no problem. Now, in addition to that, we're going to add some almond slice here for the recipe as well. That is optional, but trust me, you won't forget that to finish it up, right? Now, we're going to need milk as well for the recipe. Now, let's get everything together. Now, be sure that your flour is sifted, of course, and then you add your dry ingredients to it, your salt, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon powder. Just go ahead and sift everything into your flour. We don't want any lumps into the bread, the banana bread. All right, so just make sure you sift your flour first, and then you sift your dry ingredients. Add everything together and give it a good whisk, just to ensure that everything here is well incorporated, just like it looks right here. Make sure you do that goodie. Get everything all sifted through, and then you sit that aside. Now, moving right along, this is what you're going to do. In another container, you're going to add your bananas, and again, I'm using 4 bananas here, 2 that is ripe, right, and the other 2 that is really ripe. Now, the ones that are spotted like this one here, they're extremely sweet, and it gives your banana bread an extremely massive kind of a flavor. All right, so you want to make sure that you have at least 2 of your bananas that are like really ripe. For me, I love when my bananas is overly ripe because it makes my banana bread comes out even better than normal. Right now, you want to go ahead and just mash your bananas. You could use a fork if you like, but here I'm just going to use it to make the process easier. Right, I do not like to put my puree of my bananas in any blender or anything. No, you don't want to do that because you want to taste the chunks, some kind of a chunk in the banana bread when you are finished cooking the thing, baking the thing, let's say. Now, after about a good, I'll say 2 minutes of doing that, you're going to go ahead and add in the white sugar and the brown sugar. And again, goodie, I'm going to list everything that I'm using for the recipe down in the description, to go ahead and check it out. Now, I'm using some oil here. I'm using sunflower seed oil. You could use whatever that you have for your kitchen. I'm going to add my vanilla here, and to the vanilla, we're just going to go ahead and add our milk. And the milk of choice that I'm using here is almond milk. And of course, you could substitute that almond milk for whatever it is that you like. Now, our egg substitute again is going to be our apple sauce. And I'm using the unsweetened apple sauce, and I added 3 tablespoons of the vegan butter. Use this still that I'm using here, just give it a nice little mash in, just to kind of mash out the butter, all right, because everything is cold here, just like so. And then put that aside and then mix it in with a spoon, right? Just combine everything, if that makes sense. Just combine it, right, goodie? Now, goodie, if you're still watching me here thus far, be sure that you have subscribed to the channel, goodie, and give me a thumbs up, y'all, because when you thumbs up the videos, YouTube will see that you like the videos, and this is what's going to happen when them say like the video. They're going to push the videos out into a much wider audience. The channel will grow and the video will grow, and we are trying to grow because the girl I bring the recipe them, you know, see it, right? All right, now this is what you want to do here. You're going to go back in for your dry ingredients. Make a little well in the middle of it, right? A little well in the middle. And then all you have to do is just pour out your banana mixture, your wet ingredients, into the dry ingredients, okay? Easy. Now I'm using this method to smooth out the flour and the wet ingredients together, right? Just go ahead and do just like I'm doing here. It does something to the texture of the banana bread. Just like so. You spin and you shake. You spin and you shake. Just do that until everything is gone. All the flour has disappeared. And I notice when I do this method, I definitely don't have any lumps at all into the banana bread when I do it this way. Okay, so you might want to give this method a try. And when you try the recipe, goodie, and you've done this method, let me know if it did in fact work for you, okay? But I've noticed that it made my banana bread nice and fluffy, very fluffy, okay? Now, a friendly reminder again, y'all, make sure to turn the notification on, because YouTube are messing with the notification and no goodie. They turn it off. You subscribe to the channel, but you're not getting my notifications because they are in fact in the off position. So go back. If you have to unsubscribe, you go ahead and unsubscribe and resubscribe again. That way you will kick up your channel your notification into iGear. All right, so you won't miss any of these upload. Now that is what the mixture looks like when it all combined. Pretty simple, nice, and it's ready to go. So here's what we're going to do to get it in the oven. I have my baking tray here that has already been pre-ready. I just use some flour and a little bit of oil to base the pan, and all I'm doing here is pouring my mixture in my baking container. Now you want to make sure that your oven is preheated good. It is so important to put this banana bread into a really nice and ready oven, 325 degrees, and it does take about an hour and 10 minutes to bake. Now I did go in and just kind of sprinkle with my almond slices, and again, it's optional. You could use whatever that you want to use, or maybe you don't have to put anything on top, but for me, I did want to go in and add some some nuts to it. Yeah, so give it a little tap so everything comes nice and settled. And not just that, when you tap it, the almond nuts will sink a little into the flour mixture, okay? It was gonna sink in there, so when it bakes, it doesn't disappear. After it's all baked, honey, an hour and 10 minutes later, this is what you will have at 325 degrees, okay? Perfect. Let me tell you something. The most perfect banana bread you could ever make in your kitchen. Now, and when it's still hot, go ahead and melt some more of that vegan butter and just base the banana bread on top like that. It is going to soften the top of your banana bread, and it's gonna make it have a nice little texture on top. Right now it's a little bit crispy because it's just from the oven, so when it's hot you take it out and base it with your butter, okay, just like that. Now about 15-20 minutes later, okay, it was time to take it out of the container. Look at how beautiful the back of your banana bread look. Oh my goodness, nice and spongy. No burn up business around here, goodie. Now you know your girl have to cut it so you can see how perfect it is on the inside, right? Now just take a nice delicate look at how your banana bread look on the inside. No lumpy business around here. Up in here, honey, look at that, nice and smooth. nice. And let me tell you something, not only is the thing nice and smooth looking, the house smells amazing. Okay, the baking thing nice up the house, goodie. Now, boo, look at the texture. Just take a really close look at the texture of your banana bread. Goodie, the thing is massive. You have to give the recipe a try. Now goodie, go ahead and share the recipe with all your friends. Tell them what's happening and what's going on up over here. Bring them, come and send them, come, I'm waiting. When you get done doing that, tell me where you want to see me cook next in my kitchen. And remember, as always, from my kitchen to your kitchen, enjoy.